Hey y'all, so in this video you're going to need a lacrosse ball and a strength band. Hope you enjoy. Welcome back to Movement Link. So today we're going to work on just the tissues on your neck, and this is going to be a little mobility recovery session that you can do for those tissues on your neck, and these just tend to get real tight, especially as we spend a lot of time in this head forward position. This is something I struggle with a lot. It also happens a lot when we do a lot of sit-ups and things like that, and these tissues get overstrained. So this is just gonna be a little recovery for the neck, help kind of restore some movement. Remember, it's not about doing these long hour and a half sessions a few times a week. It's about just being consistent and consistently spending about 10 minutes or so chipping away. So we're just gonna start. You're gonna need a lacrosse ball. I'm gonna use this pole right here, but you don't need to use the pole. You can actually use a doorway. A doorway works really, really well for this. You just need something that if you lean into it, you can kind of stick your arm through. So we're just gonna go above your collarbone, kind of in this area in the front of the neck here. So we're just gonna kind of lean in and smash into it. On these, I like to reach up with my other hand and hold the ball in place so it doesn't roll around too much. And just like we usually do, we're just kind of searching around. You know, make sure you're not doing anything that's cutting off blood flow or breathing or anything like that, but we're looking for those areas that feel real tight. We're just gonna kind of sit in that area, just work on breathing, relaxing, letting our brain know that it is okay that there's pressure in this area and help these tissues kind of loosen up here. Okay, as we kind of settle into it, our ranges of motion can be, let's get the back of that hand up high so we can work on that internally rotated. As we come out, we can externally rotate and we can lift up. We can do things that look like doing a push-up, and I can even pin that down, and I can start moving my head back and forth and around. I can kind of shake it, yes, no. But we're trying to identify these tight areas, and if we hit a spot that's just real nasty, we just want to relax, breathe in there. We're just looking to give these areas some love. You can go search around, and if you find a spot that's particularly nasty, we just kind of want to hang out there. So we're going to give it a little more time than usual here. We're going to go an extra minute. And in this time, if you found a spot that's real nasty, just hang out there. If you want to continue searching around, we're just going to go a little deeper. We're just going to lean into it even more. We're going to get more into that trap area, so kind of more on top of that shoulder. Everything we were talking about kind of stays the same. We're just going to lean into it, goof around on here, a little meatier spot. What happens is this trap area is related to that temple. So a lot of times when you put pressure in there, if you're real tight, it can give you the feeling of a tension headache. And then just remember that that's where a lot of these tension headaches come from, actually, just being tight in the traps. But that headache should go away as soon as we're done here. We'll go another 15 seconds or so, just trying to get these tissues loosened up, moving around a little bit. All right. Let's go ahead and let's switch over to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Start kind of in that front of the neck a little bit, searching around. Ooh, I found a nice spot here. When you find those nice spots, just breathe, sink into it, work on posture. You can move that head around, shake it yes. Shake it no. If you're against that doorway, that gives you the option of moving that arm up, and we can go back, we can internally rotate, we can do all sorts of things here, looking for those areas that kind of give those tissues a little bit of work, but allow you to relax into it, just trying to restore movement to these areas. Another thing, especially when we're working on the front of the neck, it's important that your tongue, and this sounds kind of weird, but your tongue gets pressed up against the roof of your mouth by your teeth. And that just helps align and get the right muscle involved here. So as you're doing stuff like I'm doing here and sticking my head back up, don't do it with your mouth open and doing all these weird things. Just go tongue on the roof of that mouth shut, and stretch into those areas. You can kind of hold those end ranges, and right now I'm just moving the shoulder around to different places, not forcing anything. We'll go about 1 more minute here. So as you're doing this, if you want to move down into the traps too, you can. On this side, I'm going to stick in that front neck area. This left side on me is a little nasty, so I'm just going to hang out here, wiggling around. For me, as I kind of looked away from it and started moving that shoulder, that's what really started feeling tight for me. So always just kind of searching. It's going to be different each time. It might be different on each side. So really we're just searching for those things, those areas that you feel like need a little work. It might be very different on each side, different the next time you come to it. And we just want to get some time there. So that's starting to loosen up a little bit. So now I'm going to move into the trap. But feel free to stick in that front neck part. I'm doing kind of the same things here. I'm holding the ball with my other hand so it holds still. And then once I find a difficult spot, I'm trying to breathe and just relax into it, potentially giving it some range of motion through it. All right, so now we're gonna grab a band. Where is it? There we go, got one. So now we're gonna grab the band. We're just gonna step on it. We're gonna use this to kind of stretch. So we're just gonna go across. So right foot, we're gonna put this over your head, and we're gonna put it right here. And we're just gonna use this. We're gonna put our attention into posture. So butt tight, belly button drawn in, rib cage down. We're gonna stand tall, shoulders back, creating that rotation. And we're just gonna use that band to get some pressure there as we stretch. You can look to your left, as far to the right as you can. You can go straight right ear to right chest. Both ways. You can go head back, forward. And then for most people, it's gonna be that right ear to the right shoulder. I think I said chest last time, but anyway, right ear to the right shoulder. Hopefully you can figure that out. And then you can adjust that band to go higher up. There's different band positions that are just gonna pull on those tissues a little bit, but keep checking in on that posture. Make sure we're standing up nice and straight. And don't force anything. When you get into those tight areas, relax and breathe. Just kind of let the little bit of stretch just happen. Breathing. You can close your eyes to help relax you. All right, let's go to the other side. So we're just going to go on the left foot, go over your head onto that right neck or trap, right in there. Same thing. Let's focus on that body position. Butt tight, belly button drawn in. Everything good here. Search around, head back, forward, look all directions. See kind of where you're feeling the tightest. For most people, it's going to be left ear to that left shoulder. And you just kind of get in the groove. You can kind of do reps. Go into that end range. Don't force anything. You can just breathe through it. What you can also do is go to that end range and start moving that right shoulder around. If you pull it back and go down, you'll feel kind of different tension there. Just trying to relax. You can move that band. I'm going to move it up a little higher even. Go about 20 more seconds here. Just breathing, stretching out that neck. We've got 5 more seconds. All right, so let's pop that band off. And let's just end it just with some simple, we're gonna go arm swings. Focus in on trying to get that head balanced here. We'll go back and up, so palms back each way. So as you go up, palms up and back, back and up. Each way here. Big ones backwards. Try not to whack anything over here. Big ones forwards. All right, and we'll call that a day. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, it's just about consistency, 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 and it's not about trying to have these big heroic efforts, because consistency is going to get you more results than these big efforts. And in my opinion, once you kind of get in the groove and the habit and the routine of doing this stuff, it is so easy to do. Hope that helps. Talk to y'all soon.